Okay, so this is my tutorial on the Accelerated Reader and the Lexile assignment that you all have. You can also look up other YouTube tutorials if you really don't have any experience with the AR or the Lexile, which is fine. It's typically something that is used in school libraries, I would say more often, but it is used in public libraries. It's used by teachers. I don't think it's really used by parents all that much, but anything's possible. So the first thing I want to show you, this is actually the Screencast-O-Matic. This is something that you can run, what I'm recording on right now, that you can run for free when you do your final assignment, but that's just something, I just wanted to show you that, but you don't need to worry about it right now. So I'm going to start just by looking at the assignment. You're talking with a parent at a parent-teacher conference. If you're a school librarian, or a patron might walk into your public library and say, okay, my kid is blank grade level. They're either reading way above it or way below it, and now they want your help finding some books. So I'm going to start with Accelerated Reader, and I'm going to kind of use two examples on how you can do it. So first I'm going to say, I talked to the kid, let's say he's in 4th grade, he's probably reading at like a 6th grade level. He likes fantasy, and the last book that he read was Tristan Strong. This came out last year. It's pretty good. My kid is reading it right now. That's why it's on my mind. So I'm just going to do a quick search, and I'm going to find it, and then I'm going to look at all the interesting stuff that it has here. So if you look at, when you click on one of those buttons, it gives you this information right over here. So there's the interest level, so it falls in middle grade, so it's about grades 4 through 8. It is a 4.8 BL. So that's it basically coincides with grade level. So like a 4.8 is sort of like more towards the end of 4th grade. You don't really need to worry about the AR points. That is involved more with like the quizzes they end up taking, just like you don't have to think about the quiz. But now, so we have a general idea of like, okay, like I know that this kid likes that, and he sort of, the interest is definitely middle grade, and the BL or ADOS is 4.8. So I have an idea about that, and now let's go and do an advanced search and kind of see what I can come up with. So interest level, let's put it at middle grade. If I wanted to, since he's reading at a 6th grade level, I could do 6th and up, but because he's a younger kid, I'm going to keep it at grades 4 through 8. And then here, let's say since he's in 4th, let's keep it there, and let's go to, we'll go to 7. And then we know that he likes fantasy, right? That kind of gives us a nice place to start. It'll do that sometimes. We're going to go to fiction. I'm going to go to English. And I'm actually going to sort by interest level. And then I'm going to search and see what comes up. And Mary Poppins is not so great. The thing about it is sometimes you will get different results different times. For example, Mary Poppins did not pop up earlier when I did this. The Phantom Tollbooth would probably be a decent one. Behind the Attic Wall too. These are kind of old school. So now I'm going to go back up, and I'm going to say, let's see, can I maybe go by book level and see what comes up there. I Want My Mummy, maybe. The Creeps, The Curse, maybe. The Giant from the Fire Sea by John Himmelman. That could definitely do. It falls at a 4.0, but it might be able to handle it. There's some Goosebumps there. Into the Wild is great. And I think would probably fall near that. Darkfall, similarly. Ooh, Riverland is really good. So you'll just want to kind of go through the list that it gives you and see what you can find, read some descriptions of it. If you want, you can go and you can look at other, you could go on Goodreads or you can go on Amazon just to look at the description. But this is sort of like your starting off point, and this is kind of where you would tell me, this is where you would start. So now, let's say that a parent comes in and their daughter is reading below grade level. And she's a younger kid. She is in second grade, let's say. And so we're going to do grades. She's not super below grade level, but she's not quite up to second grade. So we're going to go just grades 1 through 2. That ZPD range, right? And she tends to like books about animals. And she's actually more into nonfiction. So, and we're going to go with English. And let's start again by, we'll just do title. The sorting is something that you can kind of mess around with and see what you get. And that's what I want you to do with this, is to play along with it and just kind of see what you have. So a lot of what's going to come up now are kind of those easy readers that you see in series. Right, like all about Arctic foxes, so in series nonfiction, and that's perfectly fine. These might be good recommendations. Series nonfiction can be really excellent because not only there's a fair amount of repetition in it, but it also has those nicely bolded words and the glossary. They can get a little bit repetitive, and some kids really like that because there's a certain amount of comfort in it. But you might want to, choose something else. For this kid in particular, you might consider the Toad book that we had, the Griffin winner, A Day in the Life of the Toad, right? So let's do just one more. And let's say that the kid is in, again, third grade, pretty much reading at grade level, right? So we're going to say something anywhere between 2 and 4. And then we would go to topic, and let's just say, we could look at graphic novels, which is more of a format than topic, but we don't necessarily need to get in, and we can leave it at English and Spanish. I'm going to go with just fiction on this one again and search. And maybe I won't search by title, but I'll go by book level again. And it'll start me kind of low, right? So it's going to start me on the low end, and I'm just going to go through. Baby Mouse is an excellent one. So if you're sorting by book level or interest level, you're going to kind of want to take a deep dive into it and see what you have. Don't do like the first 3 that show up, because it's not really doing your patron any good. You want to at least spend a little bit of time on this. So that's Accelerated Reader. We're going to go now to the Lexile database, and I'm going to sort of start off the same way, right? We have that kiddo come in. He's in 4th grade. His favorite book is Tristan Strong right now. Also, you can learn that he was also a Harry Potter fan and also really liked the Magic Tree House series. So you have like a bit of an idea of where they fall. I'm just doing the quick search, so I'll search, and I find out here that Tristan Strong has a Lexile level of 680L, so that's over here. The age range is 11 to 13. Now remember, these are not like set in stone or anything like this. This is kind of like where you have your wiggle room. But it kind of lines up what we saw in AR, which is the middle grades. So now we have that general idea. We know that the kiddo falls in the 680 range, and maybe now I'm going to go back here. Now I could just start by grade, and I could just say he's in 4th grade and it's too easy for him, but I'm actually going to start with a Lexile range, and I'm going to go like 100 below and like 100 above. Now, if you need any help with the Lexile measures, you can click on that and they have a lovely sort of rundown of it. And I like this in particular because like here, so here's the Lexile measure of that book, that's 680, not the 1000. And then here, like it's a huge span that could be in that Lexile reader. And I think it's really interesting that they include the forecasted comprehension rate. So that's more of sort of like something that you can look at. It's not necessarily a huge tool that you need right now. So we know, again, we're going to kind of fall in that area. We're going to go to science fiction and fantasy. I'm actually going to click on this. I'm going to have us do award winners. It's nice that you get that little bit. And so here we go. We've got Peter and the Starcatchers at 7. So you could do a range, right? You could fit in some 5s and you could fit in some 7s. And again, I believe, yeah, you can sort by relevance, newest, etc. Lexile measure. So if you want to futz around with those, you can. Let's go back and do the second patron that we were working with. And she, what did I say? I think she was like a 2nd grader who is not quite reading at 2nd grade. Close, but not quite. And I'm going to actually do this by grade. And I'm going to say that things are a little bit too difficult for her. So over there, you can see it. And beginning, the BR here means beginning readers. So that falls onto sort of a different Lexile continuum, right? There's like a separate one. So let's see. I know that we like to say that she liked animals. And let's do maybe award winning this time around. I don't know what we'll find, but let's give it a shot. All right, so there's a lot of I can read books. If we sort by Lexile measure high to low, we can find some of these. Oh, we didn't get a whole lot, did we? We only got 3 books. So we can go back and redo that one. Let's see, she was at 2nd. Too difficult. Animals, and I'm not going to pick award winning today. I could go and really dig into what animal she likes, but for right now we're just going to go with animals and we're going to search, and now you get 194 books. So there's a lot more. Putting the award winner on that really kind of made it a little bit tighter. And over here you can click on any of these, graphic novel, high, low, etc. So I think what you can also do, so I showed you this, I showed you search by grade, and that. Okay, well I think that's mostly it. That should be able to help you. Let me know if you have any problem. Like I said, I kind of want you to dig deep into the book lists, find 3 decent ones that you would like. Like I said, the searches can come up with different books at different times during the day. They are very useful to spring off of, but you also sometimes can get some weird stuff, like The Handmaid's Tale comes up as like, if you put it in for like a 5th grader, like that one pops up and it's like, I don't know if that one's for a 5th grader. It's like reading Night by Elie Wiesel in 4th grade. So yeah, just take a look. Explore, get those 3 titles, and just write and consider what your experience was when you explored these. And I will see you next week. Email me with any questions as usual.